Hey guys, welcome back to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath, and this is an unscripted video. I want to talk about the state of collecting in 2024 as I see it. I'm making this video because I'm getting a lot of emails from you guys, emails and comments. It seems like a lot of us physical media collectors, and I say physical media, I'm really going to be talking about movies and television, not so much records or video games or books or comics, movies, TV shows. We are arriving, many of us, not all of us, many of us are arriving at the same place at the same time. And we're starting to realize that we do not have enough space, enough money, or enough time to get to everything we own. We have more than we need. And I started the year by saying, I want to get rid of some of this stuff. I got to get some of this stuff out of here. It's not making me happy. And then I bought a collection of there's like 350 movies that I've bought like real quick, like in the span of a couple of weeks. And I talked about it on the channel. People were like, you hypocrite. First of all, I can do whatever I want to do. I'm just chasing my own happiness. I don't have to explain myself. I am going to try to show you what I'm talking about here though, because it matters in how we think about our collections. So I have dozens of Marvel movies. I've got like 24 Marvel movies now on my shelf. Bought the Blu-rays and I upgraded them to 4K. I don't care about those anymore. I don't need them. I don't want them. If I ever want to watch them again, I can check them out on streaming on Disney Plus. If I really like them, maybe I'll buy them digitally. I have really leaned into digital for stuff that I don't really love. Like my favorite movies, you obviously want to have a collection that reflects your interest. Digital is fine for a lot of what I watch. Like I think about all these Black Friday deals that I chased down for, 20 years. And these are movies I'm never going to go back and watch again. Or if I do, I'll watch them once. Do I need them on my shelf if I can just buy them for $5 digitally? And people are going to go like, but it's going to disappear. No, it won't. And if it does, you know what? $5. And then again, every time someone brings up, they're like, it'll disappear. Nothing ever disappears. Your physical media purchases are not preservation. Let's just call them what they are. Like we buy this because we enjoy it. We want to have it at our fingertips. A lot of us are realizing we don't need everything we've ever watched at our fingertips. I have been guilty of saying, if I watch it, I want to own it. I no longer feel that way. So I'm trying to find some balance to get rid of the stuff that's not bringing me joy, to make room for the stuff that is bringing me joy. So now everything that comes in, right? I mean, I'm covering great releases from Arrow Video, from Kino Lorber, from Umbrella Entertainment, from Imprint. I'm in a very privileged position. I look at what comes in. That's really what I love. 1930s through the 1970s. I look at this and I go, okay, is this shelf worthy? Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, you better believe it. All that Imprint stuff, super shelf-worthy. Things that are just like a single disc catalog release, that can go in a sleeve. I know these sleeves trigger people, but you guys, this has been really wonderful for my collection because I can sleeve. I mean, these take up no room. The only thing I've lost is an aftermarket case, right? I say aftermarket. This is the original sleeve. This is the original disc. For those that are wondering, I do put the disc in another sleeve. So it's double layer, two layers of protection there. This has been, and I made a video about this that triggered some people, but a lot of people, like hundreds of you guys, have started doing it. It saved my collection because I was like, I don't have to have everything displayed on the shelf in some bulky plastic case. There's another way, right? This makes me happy. This works for me. 2024, it's going to be an interesting year because we are coming off of So 2023, we've heard it from Ralph Tribby. Now, Ralph's numbers include pirates. It includes all those fly-by-night gray market sites and black market sites that manufacture discs illegally. They're stealing the thing and then they're selling it. He factors those in too. Nevertheless, 2023 was the biggest year in the history of physical media as far as titles being issued. People continue to argue that, like, well, I don't know, man. Best Buy got out of physical media. They got out of movies. So, yeah, they did. And then the boutique market rose to meet that demand. And then what Ralph Tribby calls helpers. Follow his report at the DVD and Blu-ray release reports website. the boutique scene is thriving like never before, and we are being fire hosed with new releases. We've never seen so many before, and I'm getting these emails. I'm like, Heath, what do you do if you got 100 movies on your shelf you haven't watched and it's not making you happy? I go, then you stop. If the minute it's not making you happy, you got to make some changes. Like, I never want to be a billboard for consumerism. I want to be a billboard for joy. Like, I love movies. I love the stories on those discs. If you hear anybody else say this, they stole it from CerealAtMidnite. Those discs are a ticket to ride. They are not the ride itself. They are a gateway to the experience itself. We are being really... We have more than we can ever get to. It's a wonderful problem to have. It is nevertheless still a problem. So we're all facing this, like, well, I got to prioritize, right? I will say, starting 2024, it seems like it feels a little bit different this year. There's still a ton of stuff. It's still a huge, like, boom market for the collector scene. It feels a little bit different. I think we're going to see maybe a little bit less this year. And I think maybe we'll see a little bit less the year after that. I do think we have now started to enter... I don't want to use the term decline. You know, this is kind of what I'm talking about. But, like, it's just, the numbers are going to start to come down a little bit. And it's fine. It's fine. We have everything. Like, we're at the point now where all these labels, like, whatever movie you want, someone's put it out somewhere, probably. And if they haven't, they're talking about it. In some cases, like 3 or 4 studios all over the world have put that out. Like, you might have an option from Australia. You might have an option from England. You might have an option in the US. Like, there's different labels are releasing the same movies. So, we are seeing a little bit of a contraction in the market. And we're going to have to roll with that. And I don't think it's a bad thing. And I'm not saying the sky is falling or that it's the end of physical media, because I don't think that. I think this stuff's here forever. Okay, someone's going to go like in 2,000 years, bro. I think it's going to be here for the rest of our lives. It may change into something else, but physical media, like, it's a business. As long as businesses make money, there are markets there to serve them. People always go like, well, what if they stop making DVD players? I mean, we're 25 years into the DVD cycle. I can go to my gas station and they got a DVD player. I can go to Walmart and they got like multiple different kinds of DVD players. I think they even sell them at like the pharmacy on the corner. Like, they're everywhere. I don't think they're just going away anytime soon. There's millions of disc watchers out there. There's money to be made from us. So I don't worry about that. What I worry about now is not this stuff going away. What I worry about is, like, I'm not going to get to watch all this stuff. You know? And so that's really the challenge that I'm facing. I think a lot of you guys are too. So I'm trying to find some balance, and it's so much easier said than done. But I'm trying to find some balance between, like, okay, this is not really my thing anymore. I don't have to have this. Versus, I love this, and I want to really talk about this and have this, and, like, film noir, right? So me. That's so me. Westerns, so me, you know, studio pictures, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. That's what I'm interested in. All this other stuff, you know, all the movies that Hollywood continues to crank out, I don't have to have it anymore. So where I'm at, and I'm not speaking for the collecting community, where I'm at, I want to have some of these movies on my shelf. I'm going to have some of these movies sleeved in a bag somewhere. I'm going to have some of these movies digitally. And some of these movies, I'm not going to have at all. And I think a lot of you guys do feel the same. Because for all the loud uproar, you know, when I talk about sleeves, there's a segment that's like, blah, 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 blah. They get really angry. When I talk about, you know, hey guys, physical media, like some of you guys sound like a cult because you're like, physical media. I like to roll around in it without my clothes and rub it all over. And like, that's a legit thing. Like, some people really love that plastic. And I don't understand. I can't identify with that. Because for me, again, it's a ticket to ride. But when I talk about, like, sometimes this feels a little bit like a cult. And then people start making videos about me. They don't come to me. They make videos about me. Did you hear what Heath said? What a traitor. And then, but here's the thing. They are such a small minority. The bulk of our community, the bulk of our collecting community is facing this thing together at the same time. Thousands of us, right? I know for a fact when I talked about sleeving stuff, like hundreds of you guys started buying those sleeves. And by the way, if you want to get in on the sleeves, I just showed them. If you want to get in on these These are Terrafold sleeves. Terrafold is the brand I prefer. I get nothing from this. They sent me a few hundred case sleeves, and they were like, we'll send you more when they roll off the presses. They did not. And if you go to t3l.com, you can get 15% off by using CAM15 as your code. But again, I don't get anything from that. This is just for the community, because it makes us happy, because it makes our life easier. Not everything needs to be for profit. Not everything has to have some back end for us. Sometimes it's just about, this is what I believe in, so I'm going to share this with you guys. A lot of us are sleeving our DVDs now. A lot of us are embracing digital in addition to our physical media collection. You know, Astro City, a movie I loved, one of my favorite movies of 2023. Astro City got a Blu-ray, but digitally it's got a 4K. The digital is $5. I bought the digital because I want to watch that thing in 4K whenever I watch it. Same with the Haunted Mansion, right? We got a Blu-ray from Disney. We got 4K digitally, and all the special features, or most of the special features. And by the way, most of that stuff's like a dandelion that just disappears when you blow on it anyway. It's so insubstantial. Someone said cotton candy special features, and that's always stuck with me. We are evolving, right? 2024 is going to be a year of evolution for us. What do we really want? What do we want on our shelves? What do we want sleeved in a bin? What do we want digitally? And what do we not want at all? That's the question we're all facing. Thank goodness we are living in this boutique boom, because this is the time, you guys. We're going to look back at this era as I believe it starts to kind of slow down a little bit. And I say this realizing that multiple distributors have told me that they are seeing the biggest profits they've ever seen. So I might be wrong. It might still be like 2024 might be bigger than 2023. I'm just guessing here. But I can't see how it could continue to sustain. But I do think we're going to look back at this one day and we're going to say, those were the days. I lived through that time, and it was wonderful. I had everything I wanted on my shelf. I guess the problem comes when we have things we don't want on our shelves, when we're buying it out of a fear of FOMO, fear of missing out. We're buying things just because we're caught up in that consumer rush of like, I bought a thing. Consumerism, it makes you feel good. Shopping makes you feel good. But then you got to put it somewhere, you know? And that's the changes that you're seeing with me. Is like, I'm still talking about all these new releases, finding places for them. What do I want to keep? What do I want to pass on? We're all dealing with this. Every day somebody's reaching out to me and going like, Heath, I don't know, man. I'm getting pretty overwhelmed with this. It's costing me more money than I have. I don't have room for this. We got to make choices that benefit ourselves. That's 2024. That's what's happening. In my opinion, that's what's happening in the collecting community in 2024. Let your passion lead you, but also do what feels right. And if it feels like it's time to slow down or take a break or like make some changes, listen to that. This is supposed to be fun. This is a hobby. This is entertainment, right? We're talking about entertainment. This is not politics. This is not religion. This is not life or death. This is entertainment. It should be fun. When it's not fun anymore, we got to find new ways to make it fun. And that's what you're seeing with me behind the scenes, as I do more like thrift store videos and like getting out and doing things, finding ways to make it fun. So I wish that for you this year, and I hope that we have many, many years of exciting collecting talk together in the future. Clearly, I'm a huge collector. I do still love physical media, but I do not want that to be, the pursuit of that to be the focus. You know, I want that to be a side effect of my passion. I know a lot of you guys feel exactly the same way. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please subscribe to the channel. Give the thumbs ups. If you want to support Cereal at Midnight at a larger level, you can do that on Patreon. You can do YouTube memberships. YouTube members and Patreon supporters do get an exclusive video every single week, in addition to other benefits, being a part of a smaller, more focused community that's just for them. But really, we're all in this together, right? We're all fans. And I think that's important to remember. Is these tribes pop up and like one tribe yells at another tribe and says, you're doing it wrong. We're all here for the love of the entertainment, I think. And if we're not, what do you do? You know, I'm here to talk about what I love. I think a lot of you guys are too. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.